Hello, my name's Aaron. This is my vlog. I wrote a book, and I'm talking about it every single day in the countdown to the January 15th, 2024 publishing date. And I'm going to talk about editing, but don't worry, don't click away. Stick with me. The reason why I'm going to talk about it is I learned the hard way by having to go to an editor and get her to look at it and evaluate my story and do a whole operation. It was a whole process. You have to get an editor. You need to pay an editor. Don't get your some geek off the street, friend who does it, who maybe did it before. Get yourself, pay for a professional editor. And here's why I'm telling you this as a potential reader and customer of my book. I did. I got me an editor, and I said, I got to have this. Her name is Kendall. She's amazing. She made a difference in this book. There's a couple of ideas out there. There's a book, actually, I have it somewhere on my shelf here. Hold on. So there's this concept of murdering your darlings. I actually picked up a whole bunch of books about writing, and I'm going to be plowing my way through those books because I want to be a better writer. But the murder your darlings idea is you need to sacrifice the things you create sometimes in your book. You need to put them in danger. You need to push them to the point of near death or kill them as characters. And getting an editor is somebody from the outside. They're not in your head. They haven't been writing this book for, in my case, 7 long years. They're on the outside looking in, and they're going to take your story for the first time with bright eyes, and they're going to go inch by inch, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, and go, okay, does this have a point in the story? Does this serve a larger piece of this story? And so Kendall, who, again, was a great editor, did a lot of that development. And so the original draft of the story went through some significant rewrites in the middle. The first part was okay, and there were some minor changes, but the middle of the story needed a revamp. It needed some reorganization. There were moments and beats that she said, okay, look, this is earned, this isn't. This moment, this quote, this line, we didn't earn this. Let's earn that. Let's earn that moment where she says this, and the reader's going to go, yes, payoff, touchdown, goal, whatever. That's why you get an editor, because an editor's going to look at it and evaluate it in almost a scientific way and go, okay, here's what this does in the story. Okay, I don't see this little thing ever coming back around again. Either you need to develop it or it needs to go. And so the idea of murdering your darlings is the stuff that we put in our books and our stories, in our writings, sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's more than it should be. And sometimes it serves no purpose other than we wanted to do it for fun. We thought this would be a cool little part of the story. And it was hard at first to take that and go, man, my story's not awesome. And that's okay. I'm telling you this as a reader because this story went through several edits with Kendall, and it went through several reworks, entire sections were added. Characters got their own narrative scenes. Carolyn gets her own, you get to see the world from her perspective. You get Jill's perspective. You get Walter Bonham's perspective suddenly are entered. In the original draft, those didn't exist. But because Kendall said, look, you gotta do this. This is da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Let me write that and see if it works. And after a couple of tries, I feel like we got it. So my point is this. If you're going to buy a book this year, and you trust me, you'll have thousands to choose from, hundreds of thousands probably by the time this book comes out in a week, because people write fast. Choose mine, because I went through the hard work of murdering my darlings. Is it a perfect book? I don't know. I think it's a great book. I think it's a great story, and I really am happy with where it ended up. My hope is, so will you. So the links will be down there. The book goes live on January 15th. You can pre-order on Kindle. The paperback and hardbacks will go live January 15th. Boom, they'll be ready to order. One of you already got one, and I don't know. I know how you did it, because originally it was set to publish on January 1st, and so it was up for sale for 3 days before Amazon's computers word into action and kicked it to January 15th, which I had originally set it. So there's a copy out there that's unedited, unclean, that you're going to be reading. And I'm so sorry. Please, if you were that person, you can communicate, I guess, through me, through Amazon, or you can return it and get it on the 15th. Or if you don't mind having the craggy version, Godspeed and safe travels. Enjoy the book. My point is this. buy my book. I went through the process of making it good for you. I got someone out from the outside to murder my darlings. I cleaned it up. I buried the darlings, and I replanted the fresh new ideas. And now I've the fresh garden of my creation, which is really a mixed metaphor, and I don't know why I started on it, but I couldn't stop, so we're finishing it, is now going to be in your hands on January 15th. I wrote a book. I'm really proud of it. I would love for you to be able to explore that world that I've created and the characters I've created and the story that I'm telling, because there's more to come. Yep, writing a sequel. And there's more other stories that I've got in development. You can check it out at adelayedteacher.com. I'll put the links down there as well. There are stories that I'm writing that are halfway finished, and I'm going to publish those as well. There's more to come, and that's the most exciting thing I have to tell you today. I wrote a book, and I want you to read it. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about... We might be talking about setting and characters and flat characters and why we have to do more to make those characters matter. We'll see. Who knows what's coming next? I'll see you tomorrow, y'all.